Wallace Burge, whom I just quoted, lived from 1857 to 1934, a period that covers the Berlin Conference and the quest of Europeans to colonize and control the world. He represents a group of Europeans who dubbed themselves Egyptologists. He worked for the British Museum, and during his tenure there, he made several trips to Kemet and the Sudan, wherein he looted Kemite graves, temples, and other structures of what he called savages and semi-savages to build the British Museum's collection of cuneiform tablets, manuscripts, and papyri. Today, there are over 110,000 objects in the British Museum's ancient Kemite collection. And so, George G. Jackson explains the bias when he says, a lot of them, that is, white historians, have taken the position that the African is the low man on the totem pole and everybody had to be ahead of him. Some of these people are just plain lying because they have to have capital in order to operate. James Henry Breastard is a fine example. He published a high school textbook in 1916 called Ancient Times. It had two very fine chapters on Egypt, and in the book he plainly states that he plainly states in there that the ancient Egyptians were not white folks, but a brown-skinned race. And then he needed money to establish the Oriental Institute and to do research in Egypt. John D. Rockefeller Jr. gave him $1.5 million, and then Breastard put out a revised edition of his textbook, and the Egyptians became members of the Great White Race. In other words, to get Rockefeller's money, he had to switch over the Egyptians to the Great White Race.